Hello! Welcome to another episode of PG-13 with Clara and Zach. I am Zach. This is my co-host and confidant, Clara
Hello.
Meath. How you doing, Clara?
I am doing excellently today. How are you?
I could not be better.
Good.
I'm kicking ass.
Excellent.
As you can see, I'm almost finished inking.
Yeah.
And
I can almost not see any blue on there. It's like all pure black and white. It's beautiful.
You like that? You like how I'm rendering all this?
I do. Well,
today I'm inking, as you well know, concept art for my next creator-owned series, which you'll see me ink throughout the year on this show. I don't know. It's not too exciting. We're going to talk about line weights today. We got some fan questions. Claire's kicking ass on her Kickstarter book right now.
I am. I'm doing a similar thing. I'm also doing concept art for my upcoming project. So we're in the same boat as usual here today.
Yeah, I just saw you ink a curve with a brush. That's pretty damn brave.
I find it easier with a brush than with anything else, honestly. I don't know if that's because I trained with brush, like I learned with brush, and then sort of, I don't want to say downgraded because they're not inferior tools, but switched more to pens and brush pens.
I'm a daughter of a great brush worker.
You're a daughter?
I was trying to, never mind. I had to wait too long. The joke just kind of died because he kept blathering. But
we had a very special episode of PG-13.
My father was a mighty brush, and I'm trying to continue the leg. I don't know.
Oh, okay. No, I get it. It's a sort of a glorious sunset legacy tale.
It was a shitty joke, and you're blathering. So
yep, that's what I do. But yes,
Clara McBlather. So let's get into this so we can get on you to losing a super fight, Clara.
Of course. Yeah, contextually, let me put this in there first.
Go.
One of the things Zach always gets comments on, and that his work is most notable for, in the opinion of a lot of fans, myself included, is his use of line weight, of noticeably heavy line weight. Oh, your light! You just had a supernova over there. Okay, now you're good.
My light was pissed off. He derailed my joke already.
Oh, okay.
Quit.
Your light is vowing vengeance on me. Anyway, line weight has been sort of one of Zach's defining features of his work, and you get a lot of questions about it. People asking you to talk about your philosophy of line weight and how it's used. I get a lot of line weight questions actually on my live streams as well. So this is I think something we are both fairly conversant in. You obviously the superior one, but still, yeah.
That's only in Superfight though.
Well, yes, as we've established. But yeah, we were asked to talk about this on the podcast. So take it away, sir. Tell us about line weights.
Yes, I mix obviously have developed my own little. I'm trying to think of what tool I should use to express this. We'll pull out a brush pen here real quick. So I'm kind of self-taught. So my line weights mix between traditional and just crap I made up. And crap isn't a curse word, everyone.
No.
Right, I could hear them getting hot and bothered.
They love it.
So obviously, line weight matters for a lot of different reasons and can be employed and not employed for countless philosophies. Basically, however you wish to. However, just to go over how I do it, there's the classic line. Obviously, first things first. I don't have it in this piece. Let's pull out, say, a Hulk. So, as you can see in the foreground, there's very simple philosophies. Let me get my pen cap back on. As you're in the foreground, you're going to have far thicker containment lines, like this and this. So that's first. You can use line weight to show depth just on the containment line and obviously lines within those containment lines. As you go towards the background, and this is kind of a thick graphic piece, so I don't thin a lot. But as you get to the background, I'm going to start using really thin lines versus a thick containment line to show shapes. So that's a basic philosophy. As you move towards the background, the line weights get thinner in general. Obviously, everything is different, so you have to end up ultimately learning your own math, like inventing your own math for your style and or goal as a storyteller or artist. So mine basically is to show depth first. So as we're in the foreground, I'm going to go way heavier with all my lines except for detail lines. Those are their own thing.
The interior details.
Correct. Oh, even exterior. It just depends,
I suppose. Yeah. Okay.
But to your point, most likely the former there.
Right. I'm differentiating between detailed versus containment lines. Like containment line is a valuable specific in the conversation.
Yes, that's what I'm inking right now. Or these containment lines. This exterior line that defines the object of which I'm inking and or drawing. I want to make it look like it has depth. So heavy lines will pull things forward. Thin, wispy lines, for the most part, push things away. So like atmosphere, they can almost create a faux atmospheric perspective, and you can use that as you wish.
Because of how your brain works, you're going to unconsciously register something comparatively larger as being closer versus something smaller being further away.
Yeah, it has more weight. It's profound, and wispy lines tend to fade away and not grab the attention as much. So that's the first way I employ it. But you can go the other way. Say like a Mike Mignola uses a deadline, which I mix a deadline with a brush line often for multiple reasons, which I'll dovetail into here shortly. But there's some people that just forego line weight, and their whole style is built around not showing line weight variance. So it can be tricky, obviously. So it's good to explore on your style what works and why, and to understand that rather than just do what some asshole before you did. Oh, we got one curse word.
Oh, there we go.
Who's keeping count? So I should have said jerk face.
You realize I do have to go back through the episodes and count to see if you passed or failed.
Well, I'm sure we'll have fans do that eventually, but we don't even have a Patreon yet, so
we shall.
Tough titas for those so far.
Indeed.
But that being said, I think some of these will be Patreon episodes, so I'm gonna eat crow, I suspect, in some of the free stuff. So anyway, so you got your Mignola with a deadline, and there's advantages for that.
I'm going to want to ask you in a bit. I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to put a pin in that. I want to come back to talking about deadline and how to use it, because I don't really know much about that.
Well, it's just another way of employing containment lines. However, anywho's, we will come back to that and let Clara bug me with all of her pestering questions. But first, let's just continue on with my BS. The other thing I do is I take a classical notion of lighting into effect. So if I have a light source, let's do this over here on his collar. If the light is coming down and hitting there, I will just kind of define the shapes. Find an area for that light to hit a highlight. Don't draw the highlight, just leave the containment line out. So there's a little trick right there. And then I made that a little thick. I could have done a better point to that. We'll use his shoulder. A basic rule is wherever that light is coming from, that's where when it hits that containment line, that's where it's thinnest. So this is a little bit boring today, guys, because I'm doing an instructional, but we'll be quick.
No, this is cool.
You're cool.
Your face.
My face is super cool. Thank you. I like me, my cool phase. Have a great life. Thanks, Claire. Bye.
Everything's cool right now. It's freezing outside. Not to oh, never mind.
What'd you just say?
I said it was freezing outside, and I realized I just hijacked the whole conversation. Talk about highlights.
No, I almost got excited because I thought you may have cursed or something.
No.
So anyways, what I would do then is if this containment line for this character, wherever that light's hitting, I'll go way thinner.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, even though it's not broken up, which you can, style, this is a way thinner line than say on the side where the light isn't directly hitting. Mm-hmm. So the classical way of drawing line weights, say if you have an arm or a bicep, we'll just draw a quick bicep here. Jerk off Magoo. His super awesome arm. So there we go. There's your bicep.
Wow. Angry fist.
Two-finger guy. So if light is coming, I'm doing this because I know this is black, is coming down this way, what I would do if these were pencils, the classical way is grab a brush and do a really thick containment line for the bottom line, the containment line away from the light source. Mm-hmm. And then leave the top one thick, or thin, rather. Geez, exact talk. And in doing that, you can create faux lighting effects without even doing any lighting.
Right.
So your containment line can be used for so many things: depth, lighting, just shape, just the show shape, if I can speak. I was looking for the words there, but thin, wherever that light hits, thick. You can also break that up too.
Right.
So that's my basic, and you'll see me as we progress on this show. Me doing that, but concept art, I'm always a little more heavy-handed because I'm trying to get the shapes I want rather than refine them.
Right.
Though there is some refinement. So that's my basic philosophy: is 1, show depth; 2, show light. The third one would be texture, but that's a little complicated, and sure. I'd need a different piece.
I had always sort of felt that, the use of very light line weight, especially with dead line, was sort of a product of the final stage always being color within the industry. Like people who work for color versus people who work for black and white draw very, very differently, and that's often defined by their use of line weight. Just the leaning on color that you can do, if it's going to that stage and you're not stressing line weight. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's...
I do, but I don't agree with you.
Oh, I don't either, but I think I've always felt that that's where that sort of light...
Hi, I'm Clara. I never agree with myself.
I mean, I don't agree with that philosophy. Like, I do think you should always work with the idea of black and white, like have that be a complete work. You shouldn't rely on color. Color is supplemental, but regardless, I think that
and that's a heavy philosophy too. For the most part, I agree with you. However, there's always a curveball, and when you put absolutes on something is when art stagnates. So
I agree.
It's these people that I know you're also playing devil's advocate. But when people say, well, this only means that, and this is for this, they stop their mental exploration, and it no longer becomes an art process. It starts becoming just a factory assembly line. So, people with like a deadline style, i.e. Magnola, to say his work doesn't translate to black and white is ridiculous. So
right, but he uses those heavy blacks, like he makes it work for him within that style.
There's always a solution, because this is an interpretation of a person's thought and their goals, what they want to do with the language that is their style and application of such. So
right,
to put it's good to learn the rules, but then it's good to forget the rules too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, any field, they'll tell you, they tell you that in writing too. You have to know the rules before you can break the rules. So, I mean, really any creative field, it comes down to how you handle that information, not necessarily how slavishly you follow that information.
Correct. It's really important to learn all these little rules. So as you're developing as an artist or whatever you're doing with this potential skill set, you can then migrate it into your voice rather than just some, system,
Right.
comics the Marvel way or how to draw Marvel comics. And it's just,
Right. And
if this, then that, the end.
To be fair, for most of their history, comics were a factory industry. I mean, that's why we still have the function of pencilers, inkers, and colorists and
Correct. We
others
still
all
have
being
that crappy
separate people.
model.
Yeah. So, it's a sort of a genetic mentality within the industry that we are trying to move out of now, that we're at a point in history where we don't have to do it that way. We could do better.
Well, you'd never had to do it that way. That's the sad thing. It was just...
Well, the industries were pretty heavy-handed for a long time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The heavy hand of an industry does not make... It may make the platform for that industry to exist upon, but it doesn't define the medium, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, I have a huge problem with that in this comic book industry. They're just, well, that's the way it is. I don't like how it is, and it's very immoral and very bad for artists, and it's a good old boy system, and ultimately you're just being a slave in a gilded cage. And that's how the industry's set up, and you're rewarded on it based on popularity often. And, which does have some merit, of course, but it shouldn't be the defining factor always.
No.
For art. So, as far as line weights, I can get into more stuff, and I'll have different pieces, everyone. So a lot of these subjects I'll come back to and just show you, here's what I meant by atmospheric perspective. You can do it this way with trees, but you can also do it this way with buildings. You can do, think about this when doing that. Laugh heartily when Clara loses Superfight while drawing. There's all sorts of rules for succeeding in life.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, since this has been a wildly boring episode, let's get into Superfight, lady.
I have pre-pulled the cards and I am ready to go. And I just want to point out what a nerd I am, because that was like the most fun episode yet. Just talk about art philosophy.
Well, it's we'll delve back and forth into it. We've both had busy days, so I think we're talking more shop and industry anyway. So leading into it, we weren't quite as giggly today.
Yep.
But that being said, get ready to giggle, you jerks.
Yes, that's us. All right. I pre-pulled the cards. I'm ready to go now. Re-listening to the episodes, because I was editing our previous episodes earlier today to get ready for launch. Literally every single time I forget that you expect me to go first in Superfight, so I'm going to get that right this time.
Well, you have to go first. It's easier for me to win if you do.
Yes, well, I knew that part. Okay, here we go. So here's my cards.
Okay, Claire's pulling her losing cards out.
I am a cat. Not a great start. Why am I always an animal in these things?
I don't know. Pregnant cat?
I have telekinesis, though.
Ooh, telekinetic cat.
Mm-hmm. And I'm 3 stories tall.
3 stories tall, telekinetic cat.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I can see that being an interesting fight. All right, let's see what obviously way better cards you have here. All right. What the...
What do I got now?
You're a bodybuilder.
Okay.
You have literal jazz hands. I don't know what that means. If you're always doing jazz hands or literal music is coming out of your hands.
Wait, it'd be this way.
So your hands make music. Oh, we're just going to go with that. And the last
That's what we're going with. That works.
Oh, mercy. You also shoot bees from your mouth.
Oh, this is not only good cards. This is already one of the greatest superheroes of all time.
Okay, well.
So set your losing argument up there.
Okay. I'm a, I'm a, I'm a, I'm a giant. This is so hard. This part is so hard.
Come on, Clara, let's do it.
It's so embarrassing. I just ramble for half a minute. Okay, I'm a giant cat. I'm a giant telekinetic cat. I'm gonna go with rampaging through a city again. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with rampaging through a forest because that's one of the only powers I have is to set up the scenario that we're in. Actually, we're on boats. We're on a boat. We're on a boat and we are rampaging across the ocean. And I have telekinesis and I'm huge. So I'm going to pick you up without being anywhere near you and throw you into the ocean. Goodbye. Some things are that simple.
I first have to commend you for your effort, Clara.
I know. Yeah, you're always very respectful of my efforts.
You know, it's not fun for me to stomp you at Superfights. I must say, this is actually very painful for me to win without cease.
You know what? I definitely believe you.
You feel that? Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
You're so genuine. All right.
I am.
There's reflashing your cards for the viewers.
Let's see. I'm a bodybuilder with my badass jazz hands. Badass. Am I allowed to say that? That's in the Bible, right?
Sure, I'll let you get away with that. That's pretty normal.
Jesus and his friends had a badass supper with some badass wine. I remember reading that.
They did. And you shoot bees from your mouth, which is an interesting, sort of a Green Mile sort of skill here.
Well, it's reverse Green Mile.
Reverse Green Mile.
So this is an interesting one, I first must say, because everyone knows, and this is everyone that has ever lived, a cat's greatest fear is an explosion of bees coming from another animal's mouth directly into their face.
Actually, it's arguably water. So why did I do that to begin with? I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So your cat's already drowning because it's been by the ocean. And it's in a fearful state. So it's not a good thing to start a super fight with anyways, putting your kitty by the ocean.
We're on a boat.
You're on a boat too. So your 3-story cat on a boat is super freaked out.
We could be on it's like an ocean liner. It's like how they moved King Kong to New York.
Well, that's what it is. Yeah, you know how peaceful King Kong was, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like he could win at Superfight.
It almost is. That was actually King Kong's only weakness. Spoiler, King Kong versus Godzilla. King Kong wins the super fight. Godzilla got a pregnant giraffe and had no chance of winning.
He was at court dealing with that at the time.
The funny thing is my awesome bodybuilding physique, which usually makes normal cats hot and bothered, but you're 3 stories up, so you're kind of self-consumed and scared, balancing on a boat in the ocean. So because it's a boat built for a 3-story cat, there's a crane an elevator I take up to your big stupid cat face.
I'm just standing there, like letting you do this.
You're in a fearful state. You never see it happen.
So I'm cat frozen.
Well, yes, yes, yeah, afflicted with severe cat freezing. So, anyways, I just literally walk up to you, and you're about to attack me, but nobody can resist the power of really well deployed jazz hands. This is something I learned being a child of the 70s, Clara.
Okay.
So,
because that's when everyone was doing jazz hands.
I flash my jazz hands. You become mesmerized, instantly fall in love with my bodybuilding physique. And while you're starry-eyed, your cat mouth opens up just a little bit. And I shoot at that. I turn like quicker than a cat can. I'm like a mongoose. I turn and I shoot all these. By the way, my bees are really angry that come out of my mouth, and they sting wantonously.
Wantonously,
and I blow all my bees into your mouth, which then sting your cat roof of your mouth and your cat throat.
Cat roof.
And you go into anaphylaxis because you're allergic to bees. And this is why you should study your opponents and not ride boats. The end.
I mean, I guess once again, readers, viewers, Validate or not validate me. Stand up for me because like you can see him doing it. He's just cheating. He's just making things up.
I'm a gamesman, Clara, and two, I don't think you've read the rules anyway. So
I'm actually the only one of the two of us who actually knows the actual rules of the game. In the actual game, the other
that's
players,
embarrassing that you forgot them all. So.
Yeah, in the actual game, the other players have to vote. So I don't think you would actually survive at a real round of this incident.
Well, I'm not the one who puts 3-story cats on a boat.
I'm not either. The cards are random. Wait, oh no, wait, I didn't
hear about a seafaring kitty.
I was in such a hurry to yell at you. I didn't hear what you said.
See, the only problem with voting, Clara, I don't quite look as good as you. So, and all the little dudes are going to be writing in, Clara, you totally won, Clara. Clara, I really like her cat, Clara. His bodybuilder he didn't like.
They're going to come to my defense.
Well, they're going to champion you. That is for certain, but it's only because you draw Baby Yoda.
Are you emotionally prepared for that to happen? If you,
me being me laughing at all your young courtesans trying to tell you you're the best Superfight player of all time.
No, you being like shot down in your regular cheating at this game by our supporters. Man, we're asking a lot.
They're gonna love me. They like me winning.
Yeah, it is funnier. I'll give you that.
Yeah, this was a little tougher one. I ain't no pregnant giraffe, but
I don't think anything will beat that pregnant giraffe. My gosh, that thing lasted the entire episode. That was a great character. We had a lot of fun with that one.
I did. I had a lot of fun defeating your giraffe. Yeah, this one was just too easy because your seafaring cat wasn't even in a state prepared to fight, and it was deadly allergic. Or it's so allergic to my mouth bees. It was like I don't know, older brother just whipping up on a younger sibling. It just wasn't even a fight. So first, I want to apologize to all of Clara's fans. She normally represents herself so well, but for some reason in Superfight, she just can't.
What we just did was the equivalent of the scene where Indiana Jones shoots the swordsman.
Pretty much, but don't worry. All the well, I can't remember. How am I supposed to make fun of all your suitors? Because I don't want to give away in case you're talking to one of them and don't want to piss them off.
Honestly, though, that was literally what I was thinking. I was like, well, a lot of them probably are going to listen.
Yeah, so I can't just give them a moniker because that'll give away your the type of gents that you seem to attract.
Well, it's not even me. It's my age bracket, the type of gents I seem to attract. But I think we can make the joke that you and I were talking about earlier that we should start a covert.
Yes.
Covert dating service.
Should we tell everybody about our new business venture?
Yes. Welcome to Clara and Zach's secret dating service where we secretly connect the men who hit on me with the women who hit on you.
Yes. So should we tell everybody kind of what it's funnier if they know? So
sure. Just don't get too specific because they're listening.
Shit. We may have to come back with our dating service, but
we'll have to find different terms.
Basically, Clara gets hit on by two things: soft-handed boys and dads that recently have been left by their spouses.
Consistently, in an alarming string. Consistently, like this is not pointing specific fingers. If this is you, you're one of many at this point. So I'm not.
Yeah, please don't take offense. So
we're not mad at you. We're laughing that this is such a consistency in my life at this point. It's very funny.
Yeah, it's one of our daily updates. Which divorced dad is hitting on you today? And then maybe a surprise to all, but occasionally I get blown up by the ladies, and it seems to be at cons. I get a lot of single moms. Mm-hmm. So Clara and I are starting a service where we take my single moms and we hook them up with Claire's divorce dads. And that's all this dating site is. So
I mean, that is going to result in some very large sort of yours, mine, and ours blended families with like children on both sides. That's a big leap. I know some people that's love and that works for them, but that just seems like a huge step for me to like, marry with like pre-prepared whole sets of children. Still, I don't know. I'm just a coward.
Yeah, I don't know. But again, like I told you, testosterone's a hell of a drug.
I believe it.
You could be living in your mom's basement at age 35 and your wang doodle's going to tingle and give you confidence that you haven't actually earned. So anyways, if you are a single mom and looking for a divorced dad in a comic book setting, please contact PG-13 with Clara and Zach. We're going to set you up. We're going to do no vetting. We're just going to immediately put you with another person that we want to get out of our lives. And
doesn't matter
you
where.
Figure it out.
Anywhere in the world. It could be a very difficult long-distance relationship, for all we know.
We actually don't care. Our job is just to, we're like a really apathetic Cupid.
Mm-hmm. Sort of like...
You kiss this asshole. That's 3, Clara, or is that 2?
I think it's 2.
Okay.
All right, you got one more.
I got one more. Regardless, there's hope for you, divorced dads and your itchy peeners. That's our goal. We're not even into drawing. Clara and I are into charity, right?
Yes. We just want people to find love.
Charitable dating service.
I can just guarantee you it's not with him or me.
Chances are slim. So I'm taking applications.
Yeah.
I'm not hiring now, but
hiring what?
Yeah, I can't believe how little our Superfight was today. You just walked up, sat on a boat, and I just blew bees in your mouth.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I was just a cat. I mean, I was a big cat, but...
With a severe case of potential anaphylaxis from bees. That's what I don't understand.
Well, okay, I'm going to play this card. Well, you made that up. That was not one of my qualities. I'm going to play this card. No pun intended. What do you think I should have done? If the roles were reversed, what would you have done?
I can't give you this ammo because then you're going to learn how to construct this for the next fight.
God forbid I know how to play the game.
It's like the champ fighter, the heavyweight champ, telling his boxing opponent how to defeat him in the ring.
Not really though, because every pull is different. So like, no matter how well you describe this one, it's never coming around again. And
you're missing my point. What it's going to give you are the skills and ways to think and how to win, rather than just fluster and half drowned on a boat every episode.
Our whole thing is you teaching me skills.
Not in Superfight.
Teach me the ways of Superfight.
That's a time-honored tradition that I am very proud of, and
from the game I introduced you to.
I cannot give my enemy my greatest weapons.
Fine. Sorry, fans. You almost heard Zach do 2 super fights this episode. Oh well.
Well, it'll. That was. So we can reverse roles here. Let me get in the brain set. Sorry, everyone. I have a tough drawing today because I've never drawn this character yet. So I'm kind of thinking while drawing. Which Clara very well knows is not easy for Zach, thinking plus anything.
Oh, it's not. It's not easy for me either. This is. Oh, I get to the end of a recording, and I don't want to make this sound bad because I love doing this. It is very fun, and I'm happy we're doing it. But I get to the end, and I feel like I just ran a marathon or something. Like I feel like I was at, speaking as an introvert, I feel like I was at like 100-person mingler all day, just like, oh, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I agree. And the super fight has got to be exhausting, losing without cease. So
You don't have to.
yeah.
You don't have to do the whole rigmarole. Just like if you were the cat, what would you have done?
Okay, and what was the person I was using to defeat you with?
You were a bodybuilder with literal jazz hands, so beautiful music coming out of your extremities for some reason, and bee breath.
Bee breath. Okay. So, one thing people must know, jazz hands, not a skill. So first of all, that's a detriment because if you bring jazz hands to a fight, the entire crowd and around is going to be laughing you into submission. So
you need a badass phrase like "you brought jazz hands to a cat fight."
Yeah. Stupid Zach.
Foolish.
Leave it to Zach to bring jazz hands to a cat fight. There we go.
We need like some kind of macho actor to just like chomping on a cigar or something and sitting in the shade.
What was that, Sean Connery?
Yeah, something just like, just someone generically macho just saying that like completely seriously.
Yeah, and so anyways, you have not only a useless skill, you have a skill that will make you be hated by all of society. You're like Liza Minnelli in the 70s. You just can't, you have no skill. Get out of here. So first off, jazz hands useless. It demotes that character. Two, nobody really likes a bodybuilder. If you know bodybuilders, they usually have eating disorders, can't talk about anything else other than dieting and programs and things like that. So all you have to do is, first off, the cat just has to ask a question. Hey, jazz hands. That's how the cat starts with.
Oh, it's like a sassy sort of.
Yeah, you prep them. You get them a little juiced up.
All right, so, gotta give them some personality. All right.
The cat goes meow. Hey, jazz hands. And me being a very insecure bodybuilder, I turn around and, of course, suck my gut and pump my chest out. And I go, what? You need jazz hands right now? I'm ready. And while I'm doing that,
come at me, bro.
I was going to come up with something with catnip, and I've forgotten because I'm drawing eyebrows. I blame you, Clara.
Okay. Blame the eyebrows.
You're on double secret probation yet again. Sue, your stupid jazz hand skills. You're prepping your jazz hand skills, or I am, because I'm Clara right now. So I'm Clara, and this is so. Does your cat talk like Keanu? Hey, jazz hands.
You think it does, but Keanu and like Valley Girl are the only voices you do. So
jazz hands. Hey, totally. So I am jazz hands, Neo. So anyhow, what are my other skills with the cat?
As the cat, you are.
I can blow bees? No, or is that me? I blew bees.
No, you're very large, you're 3 stories tall, and you have telekinesis. So you can basically pick up anything from any distance, which I tried to use to my advantage, and it apparently didn't work because you're you.
Well, you didn't use it correctly.
We'll now have a lesson on telekinesis, children.
So, being 3 stories below, I now have a very insecure bodybuilder because he's not the biggest person in the room. You have a 3-story cat. I take the telekinesis. Oh, I then tell jazz hands, hey, I hate jazz hands. You suck, and your bees are dumb. And this really, really gets the bodybuilder inflamed.
A full personal
as you know, bodybuilders cannot fight when their ego is flaring. Right. So now I've gotten them angry.
They're not like historically good at fighting. They're not like traditionally good at fighting anyway, right?
No. Well, anybody can be good at pugilism if you've trained, but no, bodybuilding is just strong, and 2, your muscles will fill with blood, and you'll get tired way quicker.
And they're
way quicker. In fact, there's a guy that just gassed on these last fights, big muscly dude.
Right, because their muscles are like really short too, right? That's how you get them big. They're not stretched out.
Well, That's more genetics and how you lift, but yeah, bodybuilding can
Okay.
tighten your muscles. But no, it's more that oxygenation. So as you're literally fighting another human being, your muscles swell and fill with blood. They get really heavy, and then also you're also slower usually because you have a lot more girth to move around. Girth. And
we could talk about that next.
Girth.
Your failures in the world of search engines.
Oh, search engines? Oh, I thought I was going to say. Anyway.
No.
PG-13 with Clara and Zach. Hi, Clara's mom. Anyways, while you're distracted, you haphazardly shoot your bees out. But the problem with your bees, they don't like insecure men. So they start attacking the bodybuilder. And while you're fighting them, with my telekinesis, I lift your stupid bodybuilding body, and you're just flailing jazz hands again and again and again all over, thinking it's going to do something. And then I just use my telekinesis to shove you directly into the moon.
Into the moon, did you say?
The moon.
The moon.
And I win Superfight as a barely interested 3-story cat.
All right. You can have it if you want. I'm not sure where the moon became involved, but I'll give it to you.
Does the moon exist, Miss Clara?
Do you think I'm the kind of conspiracy theorist who doesn't believe the moon exists?
I don't know.
Actually, that's not what they believe. They believe the moon is fake.
Is it?
It exists, but it's an artificial construct. It's a spaceship or something.
Man, if somebody started talking to me like that, I'd literally do everything in my power to build up a stage 4 Chipotle's fart, grab them by the face and fart in their mouth while they're talking.
I don't think I've ever met, I think the best conspiracy theorists are flat earthers, but I don't know if I've ever met one. I know people who know flat earthers, but I've never met one.
I want to say I met somebody that was entertaining it or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, if you're a flat earther, do me a favor. Find the world's biggest ravine, get a running start, and jump into it for me. The world needs to move on without you. Traffic's going to move better without you. And now you're out of the gene pool. And this is something I want to take a stand on.
I just get stuck on, like, how bored do you have to be with life as it is to decide you want to believe the earth is flat?
And every little literal empirical piece of evidence, not only that has been discovered, that's actually used for every aspect of life. Do you use your phone? You and a friend can go find out that the earth is flat just by being in 2 separate locations at the same time, measuring shadows. I mean, there's just some things that are empirical, people, and everybody wants this special knowledge, and I know something you don't. Well, I know something you don't because I actually read a book in my life. Dumb.
I just don't, like, what would you gain by that? I think people, they, like you said, they just want to be special. They just want to know the special thing. Cause like
that's most conspiracy stuff is severe lack of education meets a lot of these people don't have real agency in their life.
Yeah.
And I think it's a power thing often. In the sense that it validates their self-worth that they have special knowledge and everybody else is stupid, and they know something everybody else doesn't know. And again, feeling special and elite is just kind of a human need, it seems.
Because there's just like no way in which your life is going to change if you could prove the earth was flat. Like clearly it hasn't made any difference.
It just makes such... it really hurts my teeth. I want to stop. You're an agent of chaos, you evil idiot.
I didn't realize. Probably should have realized that those things would get to you. You are that. You love your sciences, but I just find these things so funny.
You
I just
love your
them.
sciences.
You do love your sciences.
I do, because there's real life, and then everything else is just in our heads, made up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's it. That's it. There's a lot of complications in between those two states information can exist in, but it's either real or not, and we're either working towards the truth or not. And when you do things, there are conspiracies that have been true in history, but it usually was not perpetrated by, you know, the people that are getting the attention
Right.
for these things. I just don't understand. How dumb do you have to be to think the earth is flat? Well, the conspiracy, every pilot on earth, everybody that's ever been a scientist, plus every single person that can do empirical studies on how the earth is round very easily, everyone's wrong. And everybody's in on it except for this Cheetos eating StarCraft aficionado that somehow read something on a website that figured out the truth to the universe with other mouth breathers who don't get their dorks touched, somehow have all the secrets to the universe, and if you don't listen to them, you're the fool. And yeah, I don't know. And they got Star Wars to watch, so we'll continue this conversation later.
Wow, I set him off, folks. I found one of the switches.
You dumbass conspiracy idiots.
I like not to propagate this subject because we could move on, but I want to throw in the last thing. Do you know that flat earthers also believe, based on what they believe about the layout of the planet or the disk or whatever it's called, they believe Australia does not exist. Australia doesn't exist. Everything about Australia is made up. Anyone claiming to be an Australian is an actor being paid by the government.
Yeah. Are you fucking with me right now?
No, that's what they believe. Australia's not real.
Man, we really got to start.
Like, I heard you just short-circuiting. It was beautiful.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But these are also the people where the Earth is flat, but everything else in the solar system's round. You know.
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
I really
even think that
hey,
far.
flat earthers, I do want to say this. I wish if there's ever an apocalypse and martial law happens, I'm going to find you and kick you in the neck. I will find you and kick. You're everything that's wrong with a human being.
I'm sorry, guys. He's coming for your necks. I didn't mean to set him off.
I will kick you in the neck. And this is only during like Mad Max time, so don't worry. It's not legal to right now.
No.
But if the end of the world, if like the asteroid's coming, tell everyone, you know, with the last remaining hours you have of your life, that who you love, you know, tell the people you love them, and die doing what you love. I'm gonna forego that just so I can find you to kick you in your damn neck, because I am so offended on every level as a human being, and how much the detriment you bring to society by bringing this nonsensical childlike chaos to obvious truths, or it's infuriating. And I think apropos why, you know, society is kind of failing.
I mean, conspiracy theories like that have existed through all of history. I don't know if our problem.
I'm not anti-conspiracy theory. I'm anti-idiots putting all their energy into it in the face of empirical evidence. Not even evidence. We're talking realities you use to benefit your life every single day. GPS, all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just countless things. And the circadian rhythm of our bodies. How unbelievably asshole stupid do you have to be, mixed with this bottomless well of arrogance to go, you know what? Everything you know is false. I know I have a dead tooth in the middle of my face, but I need you to listen to me for a minute. My personal hygiene issues have nothing to do with this awesome knowledge that I know and every other single human being on planet Earth doesn't.
Oh, man.
So let me pull my Wendy's bacon double cheeseburger filth out between my gap teeth and elucidate you with my super scientific knowledge. Neil deGrasse Tyson, you dummy, sit back and listen. Let me...
Y'all remember that episode of that comics podcast where that one guy yelled about flat earthers for like the whole time?
It infuriates me.
Yeah, I can tell. Oh, you just got shrill.
It might... You might as well say the sky is not blue.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Because you're making as much sense to me.
Yeah, no, you're
and
not
hey,
wrong.
if you want to enjoy your dumb thoughts and you and your friends, you're in between talking about the Mandalorian, start talking about flat Earth, you can do that. But don't disrupt society the way you do. You idiots.
I honestly don't know if they disrupt much of anything. They don't have any power. I think they're just a novelty.
Well, it's deeper than that because they carry that dumb philosophy to everything, and then they breed with another NASCAR fan, and then next thing you know, you have 6 generations of not mildly, they're just profound idiots running around that don't know anything about anything, that just invent their own realities. So there's no basis for the rest of society to create any sort of dialogue or to have them actually be a functioning part of society outside of just whatever dumb service industry job they have. And I'm not bashing industry service people. I'm just saying
essential workers.
They're just going to find the most menial labor in their lives and get really good and proud about it, whether it's flipping burgers or whatever. I'm not trying to diminish people in their lives, but unless you're a flat earther, I want to diminish everything about you and take away your ability to breed. So the thing is, it isn't harmless. It seems harmless only because it's not directly affecting you, but it is affecting society. That's why we got people running around with more conspiracies, because they're if you're willing to believe one dumb fantasy, guess what? You're willing to believe anything, and then you just have people, and then people get emotionally charged because they don't have evidence for what they say. So all they can do is be proud of what they say, and they get really indignant and start pointing fingers and things like that when they talk.
You're right, but that's just called history mostly.
What history?
That's just general history.
Well, yeah, it's our dumb species.
Well, folks, I didn't know. In my defense, I should have known. I didn't know.
Well, that people are so damn stupid.
No, that this was going to turn into like the whole thing. It was amazing, though.
Good. All you flat earthers can write in, and I don't know. And,
you want to fight a bodybuilding cat or whatever we are now?
I'm gonna send my bodybuilding jazz hands guy to wow you. Shoot bees up your butt, dum-dums. Just promise me you won't breed. Just promise me. Just do what's right. Don't breed. Or start reading, and then you can breed or something. But my Lord, just stop. We've never been to the moon.
Well, I won't bring up reptilians or any of those things.
Yeah. Well, that's, again, it just gets to a point where you just want to, I don't even know, put these people in a salt mine, in a useless salt mine. We don't even get the salt from the mine. They just move the salt from one end of the mine to the other until they die. Do something really menial.
I just feel sad. Like, if that's how your life went, that's where you get your worth, is these sort of things.
I agree. And I think the existential dread of being a human mixed with kind of how society's set up obviously greatly contributes to, this failure of critical thinking skills. But anyways, world's doomed, Clara. So who cares? It's Mad Max. Let's start our own Bartertown shop. What do you want to sell?
Art.
Art in
Art.
Bartertown?
They're gonna need it more than ever. Wait and see.
What type of art? Like stickers for their hot rods, or
Sure. Or we could make like we could be, we could it could be multimedia. We could have rust sculptures and like helmet decorating.
oh, I like that.
We could like bedazzle the outfits.
There we go. We bedazzle your apocalyptic roadster helmets.
Come on down, Clara and Zach's Roadside Apocalypse Bedazzler. Only no money because we're barterers.
Why go through the apocalypse without expressing yourself?
Have you been dazzled yet? Come on down to Apocalypse Dazzlers. I don't know why in the apocalypse this is what my voice turns into.
Come on down to Bartertown's greatest bedazzling helmet studio.
I made some joke to one of my sisters once about Beyond Thunderdome, and I was trying to refer to Tina Turner in Bartertown, and I said Tina Fey, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Tina Fey in Thunderdome was great.
The almost 7 seconds she would last in Bartertown.
And playing her character is Liz Lemon too.
Yes, yeah, which is basically her, to be fair. I love Liz Lemon though.
I do love me some Liz Lemon.
Ugh.
I agree, and she would make a great Bartertown guest.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
No coughing.
Coughed right into the phone. I'm so sorry. It's so cold out now. I do the thing where the minute you go outside, I just start hacking because like my lungs dry out.
Freeze.
Yes, they just freeze. Like the inside of your nose feels like fried chicken.
Do you suffer from fried chicken nose?
Come on down to
Come on down to Clara and Zach's Apocalyptic Emporium.
We can't do anything about the fried chicken, but we can bedazzle your road warrior helmet, I guess.
If you need a jetpack, we got them.
Skull bedazzling for your sling.
Do you need a Hello Kitty bedazzled sticker on your jetpack? We got them.
I don't remember jetpacks being a huge part of the Mad Max averse, but I'm sure in an expanded universe they would be. Well, there was that guy with the plane, I guess.
That's called a helicopter.
Oh, was it a helicopter? I haven't seen
Keanu Reeves isn't in it?
Whoa, no, I haven't seen.
Town.
Oh, you don't know how I feel about Max just in general.
Whoa.
I haven't seen Thunderdome in a while.
Whoa. Tina Turner. Whoa. Where's like Tina? Whoa.
I do genuinely love her role in that movie, though. Like, I know it is not the best by far of any of the Mad Max films, but I do think she did a really fun job.
Oh, it was a fun movie. No, it wasn't the second one, which, gave everybody a stiffy.
Mm-hmm.
But
for
which,
Australia.
Of course, you have Lord Humongous. Just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Let me have sex with my gimp and walk away.
Exactly.
Give me your gas. That's a direct quote from the movie, by the way.
Yeah, the movie with barely any dialogue in it.
Just walk away. No more need for destruction. Just walk away. Give me your bedazzled Hello Kitty.
Your Hello Kitty helmet. Again, I can't do a deep voice.
Just walk away. Whoa. So I don't even know what we were blathering about, young lady.
We went on a very long tangent about
Get in that camera.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, let's get off of that.
Yeah. I'm looking.
Regardless, if you're into yes, conspiracies exist. 2, if you're into conspiracies, you're probably an unlikable human being.
I'm into them as a novelty. I think they're very funny and interesting, and just like sort of keep my feet on the ground, as opposed to like, comparatively, it's like, well, there are people who like this. I'm not that much of a wreck, but no, I don't really believe any of them.
Oh, that's fine. Again, it's fine. Just promise me you won't breed.
I mean, I've pretty much promised myself that, so don't worry.
Cool, we have that in common. My wife and I basically bonded over not breeding, so.
My babies are comic books.
There we go. My babies are bitch sessions about conspiracy theories.
Oh. Well, your guy is looking great there. I'm really
So
excited for this.
today's episode, a little odd for Clara and me
Yeah.
and Zach Howard's show about flat earthers and line weights.
But variety is the spice of life. We keep it interesting around here.
We do. We're like we're conversational swingers, guys. So we're committed to nothing.
It's a good description for a podcast in general, I think.
Comic book swinging?
Or conversational swinging.
I like it though, and you can't take it away from me. You or your big dumb cat.
Yeah, my cat tried.
Your cat did try, and if effort mattered, that would have been awesome.
You bastard.
Well, I am a bastard.
If effort mattered.
So, everybody, I'm sorry Clara lost again, but now you know the theme of the show. And I don't know. What are we doing here, Clara? Line weights. For people that have questions about like inking and stuff like that, I'm going to have all sorts of pieces that I'm going to be inking, entire environmental scenes. I got 450 pages to draw. So let us know what you want to see Clara and I ink. Otherwise, we're just going to do generic things like me drawing a Creole man that makes Clara breathe heavy. Or etc. So don't tell Keanu.
Nope, don't tell him.
We got old Thomas here now to knock Claire's knees together when she sees them. Or whatever. What is it? Yeah, that would be it. Your knees get weak. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with good analogies and it may come up with the wrong one. But that's also the spice of life. So
knee knocking things.
How's your chair coming, lady?
Here's my chair so far. As you can see, I am doing the line breaks at the highlight points like you taught me to do. It was very difficult at first because I was from a school of the line weight is equally heavy all the way around sort of thing.
Which is another philosophy. There are no wrong answers unless you're a flat earther.
Right. Yes, but I did try what you recommended that I try. The line weight breaking, and the first couple times it was very uncomfortable because when you implement something new to your work, it is very difficult because it's not what you're used to seeing. It's not
it's a different language. It's like using a new sentence structure. It's clunky, right?
Mm-hmm. But now I do it pretty naturally, so I was excited to see myself be able to adopt that at the rate that I did.
And that's a good thing to learn because now because you have those neurons built, you can apply that in different ways to different objects and throughout the piece.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to think about it as much. You just like your brain says, okay, the light source is coming from here and a little bit in front, and your brain will just constantly rectify that throughout the piece.
Yep.
Rather than always trying to like, okay, so what do I do here? Guess, and then you guess. And then you guess, and then you go on Reddit and talk about flat Earth, and
the amount of guessing I did in my day is embarrassing now.
Oh, that's everybody though, Clara.
I know.
It's I guessed when I did it. I was self-taught. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
And so guessing is part of it, but it shouldn't be the forever thrust.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
So,
and it's out, and to those of you out there who are stuck on guessing, which I understand, because I was stuck on guessing for a long time. It's very addictive because then you don't have to think in advance. You could just solve problems as they come, not very well, but you feel like you solved them. Again, I feel like I'm attacking you. I'm not. I get it. But
Claire is really mean, and she is attacking you. She's not as understanding and as me, as you can tell by the podcast. Accepting everyone and their philosophies, like me.
Very much so. Definitely not judging people by their work lifestyle or tooth choices. But anyway, what I was gonna say was that
whoa,
I can tell you from experience, it is so much easier to draw and more relaxing and just a more of a pleasant experience, not a stressful experience of like having to figure out what you're doing every single time. If you just take the time to sit down and learn the empirical facts, like drawing is like heads and faces are so much easier for me now, just because I took the time to like actually study and really, really learn what is going on, what is the structure of the head, where is everything placed, and I don't have to rely on my eyeballs to tell me when something looks right without any sort of informational structure. And it sounds like an obvious thing to say, but it really is difficult to set yourself down and teach yourself something, but it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it.
100%. You're just a few months. You're a radically different artist, aren't you?
Yes, I would not. I saw the other day the last piece I did right before I started learning from you, and it's like night and day. It really is.
I love that. So Claire's going to be sending me all of her checks. I guess I should start a cult where people send me their checks, right?
I mean, isn't that most cults though?
That's literally, well, I think every cult pretty much, except for the ones that the Heaven's Gate people that just cut their junk off and wore tennis shoes. That's a pretty interesting one.
It was. They didn't all do that. It was optional, but yeah.
Oh, cowards.
Pick a lane.
What are you doing? You're so busy you can't cut your nuts off and wear these nice shoes and go up to the spaceship behind the moon or comet or whatever. What are you doing that's keeping you from doing that?
I believe it was Halley's Comet. I don't remember.
Hale-Bopp.
Hale-Bopp. That's what it was.
Which was super cool. You were a zygote at that time.
I know, but I still like this kind of thing, so I know about it. I like weird stuff.
You like what stuff?
Weird stuff.
Well, I don't think comets are weird. I think they're super cool.
Okay, fine. Comets. Wasn't talking about comets. I was talking about cults, but fine. You can blame it on the comet.
Man, all this comet hate from Clara.
Mm-hmm. I'm one of those evil comet haters. You didn't know that about me.
Yeah, just disrupting society with your unfettered comet hate.
With my anti-comet ways.
What's up, bro? You like comets? What?
I am so I am shocked to tell you this, but we've already hit an hour.
Well, we will let people go. This is a bit more of an instructional one. Please add questions.
Instruction/rant. But yes, do ask questions. We're here for that.
Clara has to put her caveats in. Or little qualifiers, I guess. Everybody loves my rants, and you know it, Clara. They like it almost as much as you losing at Superfight.
Yeah, that's why they're here. I understand.
So, anywho's it's that was an interesting episode today. I keep my giant gorgeous head keeps hitting the camera. Apologies, everyone. But please write in and let us know what inking techniques or philosophies you want us to go over. If you're a flat earther, again, never write in, but you probably don't know how to write anyways. So I'm not too terribly worried. And
also, if you're a flat earther, you may get kicked in the neck, so maybe just keep your distance for your personal safety.
No, that's only during apocalyptic times.
Right, but under those specific circumstances, if you meet us running some sort of barter town, bedazzling shop,
Bedazzling Emporium,
you're a flat earther,
Clara and Zach's,
put on a spike
Post-Apocalyptic
or something to protect your necks. Anyway, sorry.
You ever seen Lord Humongous's cod piece, whatever the thing he puts his junk in?
Yes, I have. I've seen all of those movies many times.
That was us. We bedazzled it himself, form fitting too.
Yes, yep. Measurements and everything.
Clara got in there, got all Lord Humongous's measurements, helped his gimp out too.
That's why they both look fabulous.
They do.
He was not the one with the gimp. That was the motorcycle guy.
I like to think everyone has a gimp, and it's an equal opportunity gimp society.
It's an equal opportunity apocalypse.
Yeah, so everybody gets a gimp, right?
You're not going to make me make that the title.
Everybody gets a gimp? I don't know, man. This government gimp program, it just seems to...
I keep trying to come up with a joke about like how $600 is enough to live on. You
get one block of government cheese, a check for $600 and a gift named Harold.
Oh, man.
Who doesn't mind doing the dishes.
Nope. As we've established on the show before, the dishes is my job. Leave the dishes to me.
Clara the dishes gimp.
Got very complicated.
So, anyways, yeah, we had to, Clara and I were both inking difficult things today. So I'm going to apologize on her behalf for me blathering and not being totally focused. But I made up for it by stomping in her in Superfight in a matter of seconds and then showing her how I can win with any character. So
yeah, pretty much. I'll accept that. We super fought twice, technically. We reverse super fought, and then we had a fun rant. So hey, it was a good episode. Nothing to apologize for. And we talked about our theory too. We got
play the cards you got.
See, we're figuring this out. We're figuring it out.
And one day when Clara figures it out, we'll end the podcast because that's no fun anymore. I don't like losing either. So
you're just here to laugh at me anyway.
We'll laugh with you while laughing at you.
Both. Why not both?
Everyone, I want to thank you for joining Clara Meath and Zach Howard for yet again an unbelievable episode of mild inking of chairs, freckled men, conspiracy theories, super fight, jazz hands. Oh, my camera's super zoomed up so you can't see my gorgeous non-clunky broken fingers. And if you guys didn't love me enough, you now know I have big gnarled hands, which you can fall in love with. And we're going to end this episode sending questions. Clara's still laughing. I'm Zach Howard. That's Clara Meath, as I said. And I need to send out into the universe a giant apology for Mrs. Clara Meath's mom for allowing me to corrupt her young, wonderful daughter. This is it, episode 4 of PG-13 with Zach and Clara. Clara and Zach, get the hell out of here. See you next week. Bye-bye.
You're welcome, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.